What's up, Internet? It's brownkidd here from Albotas.com. I'm at the DC Entertainment booth at New York Comic Con 2013, where the heroes really have come to life. I'm actually about to go upstairs and interview the creative director for Batman Arkham Origins, as well as the voice of the Joker and the voice of the Batman. I cannot wait. Let's see how this goes.
You're not some hardened vigilante. You're a young man with a trust fund and too much anger.
I am the reason the criminals breathe easier when the sun rises.
Yeah, I'm sure this harsh lighting with my pasty white skin is good. Hi, Robby. That's good, yeah.
How's it going?
Good. That's wonderful.
I am joined by Mr. Roger.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were whip by. Yeah.
Do you want to do it? Let's do that.
Completely screwed that up.
It's fine.
Okay,
We can do that.
Let's try it again.
What's up, Internet?
No, all right. Try it again.
We should start a band, maybe.
Let's do that.
I think we should start a band.
The boy band. That'd be good.
I'm here with Roger Craig Smith, who's the voice of the one and only Dark Knight Batman in Arkham Origins.
Craziness.
So, you kind of have a super. You're like an actor. But you do have a superpower, even though you play a superhero. You have the power of voice. So, do you ever abuse that power? Do you ever order pizza in Batman voice?
No, I think if anything. No, it's kind of funny because I don't. I mean, I've said this before. Every time I look in the mirror, I just see this dork looking back at me. So the notion that I would even try to be Batman outside of for the job, is just kind of sad, and it would ruin the character for most people to see it. See me doing the character. No, I've never really played around. I mean, the truth is, I think Nolan North said that everything he did in high school that got him in trouble or got him detention is now what we get paid to do for a living, which is
living the dream.
It's nuts.
That's
it's nuts.
awesome.
Because it was the same thing for me. I was just a goofy kid. I was a ham, still am, and I was always doing little mimicking of voices and characters and things like that, and it wound up just being this. So now it's my job. So
you get paid for it.
Exactly. Outside the job, I don't
Lucky.
mess around. Yes.
yeah. So whenever I play a game, one of my favorite things is I think it's funny because the main character, whoever you're playing as, they have to do those grunts, and all I imagine is the voice actor in the booth going, ugh,
yeah, over and over and over again, over and over again.
Are they ever that needs a little more in it?
For sure.
They're super picky about the
Oh
grunts?
yeah. I mean that's just as much of a performance as delivering dialogue. You have to be able to convincingly go and if and believe me, when you've done that 50, 60 times in a row as a grown man sitting in a booth and you realize that you're just literally standing in a corner going it's kind of hard. You don't want to step away from that because you look at that and go this is really kind of weird. This is a little embarrassing.
Do you have a favorite one? Are there ones you remember? You're I nailed that. Ugh.
I think I actually worked on a game with Troy once where we got to vomit, and that was a ton of fun because it was. It's rare that you get that opportunity. I think Troy was even directing me at that session, which was a lot of fun. I forget what game it was for. It was definitely not for this game.
Yeah.
But no, anytime you give me a chance to do bodily sounds in a game, and I just think that's awesome because we all do the grunts and all that stuff, and a lot of us even kind of sound very similar to one another when we do it. But to get to do the vomit stuff is just a ton of fun. That was one of my favorites.
Last question:
Yes.
What can people look forward to from your performance of Batman when the game drops?
I have no idea. I would hope that they see because truth be told, I haven't seen the finished version of it, and I haven't even played through the game, so I'm just as excited as anybody else. I hope they see a character that we all know and love still at a different point in his time, and that they understand that nobody out here is trying to take anybody else's performance away. I'm not trying to do anything but love this character as much as everybody else out there does, and deliver a performance that stays true to that character at this time in his life. And I hope they enjoy what everybody has created here. I hope they realize that, man, oh man, it's not lost on us what a huge opportunity we have to hopefully set this up and knock it out of the park.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much for your time. Everybody look forward to Arkham Origins. Roger Craig Smith.
Thanks, everybody.
I present to you the death of the Batman.
I'm here with Mr. Troy Baker.
Oh, yeah.
He's doing the voice of the Joker, Batman Arkham Origins. Is this your first Comic-Con?
I love coming back to New York. I don't know what happens. There's these 2 weeks in October, and remember when New York Comic Con used to be in February?
I do.
It was terrible, and then they moved to October, and everybody wanted to come here because it's the most beautiful weather in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So love it.
What's your favorite part of Comic-Con?
Man, I love New York Comic Con because it still feels like a comic book convention.
Yeah.
It's not this huge crazy circus that other cons have become, and I love coming to New York. So anytime I get an opportunity to come to the city, I love it.
When you come to New York, where do you eat? What's the first thing you eat when you come to New York?
Got to get a slice.
Yes.
You gotta get a slice.
This guy knows things about things. He knows what's up.
You can go to any place. You can spit on any pizza place here, and you're gonna get the best slice you've ever had in your life.
That is 100% true.
I went to Carnegie Deli for the first time today.
I've still never been.
It's it's like classic. Like in LA, we have Cantor's. You've been? Yeah. You get a sandwich, you're gonna die eating it because it's this big. Like, and I'm not saying it's terrible for you. I'm saying it's gonna take you the breadth of your life to finish
That's
the sandwich.
That's fine. I'm happy with that. I'll die happy. It sounds like.
Done.
All right. So here's something I want to know. Like,
Sure.
figure your headspace is in the world of the Batman universe.
Sure.
We're guys. We can talk about these things. Sexiest woman in the Batman universe. Go.
It was always, to me, it was Catwoman. I felt weird about, like Barbara Gordon being sexy necessarily. But what I will say is I never thought that Copperhead would be, because we've just announced, that she's in the, but it's she as opposed to a he.
Yeah.
They flipped that gender. And
Do you know what like inspired that? Why they're like, oh, just making a girl?
That's an Eric Holmes question. I think he's crazy, but I love his genius. I love his madness because it is a sexy ass character, man. She's like a limber and stuff. It's amazing.
Now I'm super excited to play
You should
the
see
game.
it. It's great.
Any last things, I guess, for any voice actors, struggling voice actors
Sure.
out there, want to lend their voices to some games?
I would say focus on acting. Let your own voice be its own thing. Don't try to emulate anybody else. Everyone has got their own individual thing about them that makes them cool and makes them unique. So don't fight against that and focus on acting. Yeah, I hopefully you play the game October 25th when it comes out, and hopefully the performances that we gave you guys can hold up to what we've grown up loving with Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, and everybody else is playing.
All right, I'm looking forward to playing it. Thank you so much for
pleasure,
your
Robby.
time, man. Take care.
Cheers.
I'm here with Eric Holmes, creative director, WB Montreal, for Batman Arkham Origins. So
That's right.
we've had Arkham Asylum, we got Arkham City. So we've had like a lot of years, a lot of Batman games to play, as gamers, as fans. So what are you giving us this time around that we haven't tasted yet?
I think we're giving you a Batman that you haven't seen before, because this early career Batman is quite a different character at the start of our game. He's someone that's unformed, he's someone that's raw, he's someone that's had 2 years where he's been dominating in every fight he started. But in our game, the Black Mask puts a huge price of $50 million on Batman's head, and it brings out these amazing characters, these characters like Deathstroke, characters like Deadshot, characters like Copperhead who have unique abilities, unique approaches, and a skill level which is at peer with Batman. And so the crisis that builds in Gotham, the conflict, the chaos that erupts as a result of all this is something that Batman hasn't had to face before. And so simply the scale of the challenge, the overall events that take place, they force him to really adapt and change and become more of the character that we recognize from the later games. But when we start this game, he's not there yet. He still has a lot to learn, and he makes a bunch of mistakes in our game, pivotal mistakes, I guess, that really show that he has room to grow. And so I think that for fans, that's something that should be. I hope it will be really fun, because I think you'll get to see the character that you know from later, when you play these other games through, forming in these really important moments.
So now, since this is an earlier Batman than we got to play before, are we going to expect more primitive versions of his gadgets?
There's been aesthetic revisions to those things to kind of rewind them back in the timeline, but one of the things we are not doing is taking features out of the game and yanking abilities away from them, because the clock on the wall says something different. The real difference with the setting is going back in terms of the narrative, taking these characters' appearance, taking these characters' presentation, taking their personalities back to a raw, unformed place. But what we're not doing is going, he can't do beatdowns, he didn't learn them till later, or saying, he doesn't throw batarangs very well, he can only throw one at a time. We're not doing stuff like that, because that would be robbing the game of gameplay, which is it's the opposite of the task we want to accomplish. We want a great game that plays well and has an amazing story. So the story is really where you're going to see that raw, unformed Batman, more than yanking mechanical stuff away from him.
All right, well, thank you very much. Everybody, look forward to playing Batman Arkham Origins when it comes to stores. I know I'll be playing it. I'm not going to have a life afterwards. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.
All right, take care. I feel like I didn't get the memo for the party and not dressed for the occasion, but thanks for watching anyway. Be sure to follow us. Follow Albotas on YouTube, right down there, and subscribe, because we're going to be bringing you Comic-Con 2013 coverage all week long. Thanks for watching.